If you want freedom from panic attacks, then you must stop subscribing to red pill ideology. Because what these red pill gurus do is they teach you to focus on your external circumstances. They tell you to look at your failing businesses. They tell you to look at how your body is so unhealthy. They tell you to look at how many girls have rejected you. They tell you to pay attention to all of these external negative circumstances in your life. They tell you to discard all of your emotions and feelings. They tell you things like emotions are only for females. They tell you to become extremely logical while they are extremely emotionally volatile. And they tell you to hustle your way to success. But if you have followed red pill ideology for a certain amount of time, then you can understand very well that you now are filled with red pill rays because you don't really like girls. You're worried and you're concerned about your business, you're worried and concerned about your body's health. You do not feel really good because you have subscribed to red pill ideology, and that has eventually precipitated your panic attack. So, the number one mistake that the red pill does is it does not understand the concept of Maya. Maya in the Upanishadic terms means illusion, the illusion of external reality. We all have our own personal external reality. It can be positive or it can be negative. But Maya, the theory of Maya says that that is all an illusion. Your external personal reality is just a projection of your own subconscious mind. If your subconscious mind has bad feelings and bad mental imagery impressed upon it, it is going to project bad external circumstances in your life. It is going to attract all the terrible circumstances in your life. You become a magnet for crappy situations. And red pill does not understand this very simple thing because they are uneducated. They simply know how to talk loudly, but they do not understand emotions, they do not understand, and they do not care to study about consciousness, about spirituality. I was red pilled when I was training to become a doctor in a medical school. But then I had a panic attack, and none of these emotions are just for females, this hypergamy stuffs, alpha males, beta males, monkey branching, women female, male female dynamics. None of these things actually helped me overcome my panic attacks. I had to study emotions, consciousness, spirituality, Eastern mystics, Western spiritual leaders who focus on the manifestation aspect of spirituality like Neville Goddard and Joe Dispenza. And that was when I discovered two principles and three techniques that delivers you from panic attacks, that makes you free from all these sorts of mental health problems and anxiety. The two principles are, and red pill does not teach you this. The first principle is this physical universe that you deem to be so material, that you deem to be so physical in existence, is actually immaterial. It is completely mental and spiritual. The reason why this universe is spiritual is because there is only one thing that exists in the existence, and that is spirit. Everything that you can perceive through your five senses is just a manifestation of that spirit. You might call it energy, or you might call it spirit. The matter that you can perceive is just a condensation, or it's just a dense version of that energy, but it is just energy. You are just a manifestation, a material manifestation of that one spirit. There is only one spirit in existence. This is the reason why the universe is spiritual. And the reason why I call universe also mental is because your subconscious mind is a spark of that one spirit. And if you can write new programs in your subconscious mind, you directly communicate with that spirit, one spirit, and you can create anything in your life. You can attract any wonderful circumstances in your life, including freedom from panic attacks. The second principle that the red pill does not teach you about, in fact, the red pill condemns it, is emotions. Emotions are the secret of creating the life that you desire. Feeling is the secret of creating the life of your dreams. These two principles are what red pill completely misses, and because of this, a lot of young men, even a lot of older men, are led astray. They might make some money, they might learn how to hustle through their corporate ladder and achieve some form of success, but emotionally, they are a mess. Because I know what it feels to be red pilled. I became a doctor, but so what? My emotional health was in shambles because I subscribed to red pill ideology. Now, based on these two principles, there are three simple steps in order to gain freedom from panic attacks. And these three simple steps of meditation is what brings you from red pill ideology to emotion pill ideology, because you're now going to get emotion pilled. You're now going to realize that emotion is so powerful that it can attract any wonderful circumstances in your life. Forget red pill. You're now going to get emotion pilled. So, the first step of the emotion pill movement, or the first step of this three simple step meditation, is relaxation. The way to relax is through yoga nidra. People like Dr. Andrew Huberman have been calling yoga nidra as non-sleep deep rest protocol, but it is just yogic sleep. What happens is when you do yoga nidra, your brain will create slow and coherent alpha waves and theta waves. Right now, you're watching me on a phone or a tablet or a computer, and your brain is producing fast beta waves. When you're super stressed in your life, when you're having anxiety, panic attacks, and all the fearful symptoms, worries, concern, your brain is producing super fast high beta waves. So do yoga nidra, and you will be able to produce these slow, coherent alpha waves and theta waves in your brain. I have a link in my description box down below on how to do yoga nidra. When your brain is producing alpha waves, your brain will find it really easy to visualize things. And when your brain is producing theta waves, all the visualization that you're going to be performing through the usage of your conscious brain, your conscious mind, which is present in the prefrontal cortex, that all the visualization is going to go right into your subconscious mind. And subconscious mind is the projector of all the Maya, of all the external circumstances. Your mind has two aspects, conscious mind and subconscious mind. Conscious mind is just there to program your subconscious mind so that you will be able to attract life of abundance, life of freedom, life of happiness. So use these two compartments of your mind very wisely. Conscious mind is for visualization, subconscious mind is for attracting positive events in your life. Now, when you do yoga nidra, what you're going to do is you start to imagine. You start to imagine that you're already a person that you desire to become, and you're already doing the things that you desire to do in your life. So you start to visualize that you're already free from panic attacks, you're already happy, you're already calm, you're already relaxed, you're already an empowered version of yourself. Start to imagine what are the things that you're going to do in your world now that you have become this upgraded version of yourself. Maybe you're going to go to social events and talk to people in a very different manner. Visualize that you have your chest out. Notice that your breathing rate is really relaxed in your imaginal act. Notice that you're taking your pulse rate and it is just 70 beats per minute. All of these visual scenarios is going to signify to your subconscious mind that you are actually now a completely different version of yourself who is free from panic attacks. When you visualize all the things that you cannot do right now because you're inflicted with mental pain. So if you're currently not able to date someone, start to date a romantic, beautiful partner. Start to touch their hair, start to kiss them, start to smell their perfume, start to hear them compliment you on how powerful, on how peaceful of a human being you are. And when you visualize, you need to involve all the sensory vividness to your imaginal act. The things that you can see after you have become this amazing, upgraded version of yourself. Things that you can hear, smell, taste, and feel. So, right now, if you're avoiding stimulating agents like coffee, start to smell the aroma of coffee, start to drink it, and say to yourself in your imaginal act, finally, I can drink coffee again because I'm free from panic attacks. Start to visualize that you're waking up in the morning and you have a big smile on your face, and you're saying to yourself, I no longer have anxious thoughts in my head anymore. Start to visualize that as you go to bed at night, you again have a big smile on your face and you're saying to yourself, wow, I had an amazing day. Because right now that's not happening. When you go to bed at night and when you wake up in the morning, these two times are very bad for you if you're currently struggling with panic attacks. So just visualize the opposite. So when you start to imagine all of these things and provide all the sensory vividness to your imaginal act, your brain will start to lose its differentiating ability between what an imagined act is and what an experience that you have in this three-dimensional reality is. Your brain is that objective. It does not distinguish between an imagined thought and Maya. So use this wonderful property of your brain to your advantage. And your brain will start to create neural networks that reflect like whatever you have imagined is actually happening to you in real time. Now the third step is relaxation. No, it's not relaxation. It's mental rehearsal. You keep mentally rehearsing all of this wonderful imaginal act. The imaginal act where you're saying to your friends and family, hey guys, you do not have to worry about me anymore. I'm completely fine. The imaginal act where your friends and family are saying to you, wow, you're so peaceful these days. You're so relaxed these days. What's your secret of changing so fast and all these wonderful things in your life? You keep mentally rehearsing them. With enough mental rehearsal, this neural network starts to become hard, set, and permanent. And when that happens, your neural network is going to send a rush of chemicals down your body. And your body is going to feel all the feelings that are going to be equivalent to whatever you have imagined. Your imaginal scenario signified that you are now a completely different version of yourself who is free from panic attacks, who is living a wonderful life. So, of course, you're going to feel the equivalent emotions of joy, gratitude, and empowerment. And the moment you start to feel all of these elevated emotions of gratitude, of joy, of empowerment, of confidence, your healing begins. We have this stupid idea, especially in red pill space and manosphere space, that we need to await success from the three-dimensional reality in order to feel thankful, in order to feel satisfied and fulfilled from the inside. And that's just you becoming eluded by Maya. But when you're creating your life by tapping into your subconscious mind's power, by using your wonderful human imagination, then the first thing that you must do is embrace all of these elevated emotions ahead of the actual experience. You need to rise above Maya in order to control Maya. You need to feel amazing feelings in order to attract positive circumstances in your life. This is the secret that has been hidden for millennia, and nobody talks about this. Especially Red Pill has such dumb thought leaders that no one actually can articulate these sentences, because they have not studied about emotions, have not studied about consciousness. They don't care about spirituality, religion. They're just there for certain talking points, and they're just there to brainwash people. Yes, of course, they helped you and even me in order to get ahead in our career, make money. Because when I was red pilled, I was training to become a doctor in a medical school. But then I had a panic attack. And none of these stuffs like hypergamy, monkey branching, male female dynamics, alpha male, beta male, sigma male, none of these things actually helped me to overcome my panic attacks. I had to look into my own emotions. I had to understand what is Maya. I had to understand how human consciousness and how human mind works. So please, please understand that your feeling is the secret of creating the life of your dreams. So do not give into this red pill ideology that you need to discard feelings, you need to discard emotions, because apparently emotions are only for females. If you learn how to cultivate positive elevated emotions like gratitude, joy, empowerment through your strong imagination, then whatever you have imagined must materialize into existence. This is a law, a spiritual law. This is why Neville Goddard, a 20th century spiritual leader, Western spiritual leader, said, imagination creates reality. So do these three simple steps and change your life. When I had panic attack, I thought I was so weak. I thought I was going to ruin my career and my reputation. But then I realized that all this crisis, all this trauma that life presents to you, it's just life's way of waking you up. Life just wants you to wake you up and realize your own inner power. So please wake up. Please realize that you have immense power that is hidden within you. Please rise above Maya and start controlling Maya. I have made a ton of different videos on how to completely overcome panic attacks. But if you still feel like you cannot do it alone, then message me on my Gmail or my WhatsApp, my Telegram, and my Viber, which are all linked in the description box down below. Message me and then we can get started right away on our one-to-one online coaching. So right now, if you have currently someone in your life who is red pilled and destroying their life and having all sorts of anxiety and panic attacks, send them this video and save their life. Please, this can save their life. These three simple steps can save their life. Subscribe and I will see you in the next video.